SpineMark Corporation. Marcy, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Michael. It's my pleasure.
All right, give us some background on you, and I want to get into the SpineMark participation at the MAC in Portland.
Okay, so SpineMark was formed in 2011, and the goal is we're a very patient-centric, patient-focused organization looking to drive innovation in the healthcare system by working to advance care through the commercialization of new disruptive products, drugs, biologics, medical device, and then spread the word to patients all over the country, all over the world, if we could get the platform. But this is our mission, and we're in a niche. We're talking about central nervous system, orthopedic, spine, interventional pain types of products. There's 1.8 billion people in the world disabled by pain. We want to change the paradigm and make a difference.
Give us a breakdown on some of the companies that make up SpineMark, and I wanted to give the audience a flavor, if you can, of what these diseases are. What are these afflictions that you're working to cure?
Right. So the first company I want to talk to you about is Prevacus. And Prevacus is a game changer. How many times have we discovered either in our children or in adults that they sustained a head injury, a concussion from high-risk contact sports, from being on the field in the military, from deployment, from being in a car accident? Right now, we're in a state of epidemics, just like with opioids, as it relates to concussions in children and adults. There's been a 500% increase just in the incidence in children. So something needs to be done. And it's not really from changing a helmet. It's by, first and foremost, looking for ways to mitigate the impact of a concussion, and secondarily, have a treatment option, the first in the world, that will reduce and support the reduction of symptoms, the duration of concussions, and the damaging effects it has to children and adults. So that's the first one. They're getting ready to start their early clinical trials in Australia this fall, and then come to the United States. We're working on a breakthrough status with the FDA, and we're also working with the military to try and get a priority review voucher to clear us quickly so that we can use it in the military right away. I mean, concussion and traumatic brain injuries are a big focus right now, particularly in the military. So Prevacus is in demand, and as I stated earlier, as we talked about last week on Tuesday, we announced Prevacus with the help of Brett Favre and Mark Rippon, former Super Bowl MVP 26, because they know that had Prevacus existed when they were playing, they would have not sustained some of the damaging impact and injuries that they have now today as a result of these blows to the head. So that's one company. The next company is another huge game changer called N2B. N2B has taken approximately 12 different drugs that failed for central neurological diseases and states like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, ALS, a whole host of them. And what they're doing is they're going to start commercializing by taking those failed drugs, reformulating them, totally changing the delivery system so it goes directly to the brain, not systemically. And they're going to launch with the Parkinson's one and the Alzheimer's and 4 others while they commercialize those, get them to a prototype, get them to big pharma to nationalize them and take it to the next level. And then they go on to the rest. And talk about innovation, you can get really excited about all of this because the impacts for patients is huge. And the last one, yeah.
Let me drill on that before you get to the next one. When you say change the delivery system, I've seen some of that in the past. Give me an idea what you mean by that.
Well, some of the failures that we've seen with really wonderful drug opportunities or others is that if it doesn't go directly to, if you send it systemically, it goes to the whole body, but it doesn't get to the place where it needed to get to
Right.
in a concentrated enough fashion to demonstrate good results. And secondarily, systemically, it may create adverse events that totally blow up the drug's commercialization. So if you change the delivery system into a very unique system that goes through inhalation, if you will, directly to the brain, you can then actually realize and target the results and the things that you want to change. You can measure it, you can quantify it, and you can develop it for wide stream application and use by patients.
Thank you for that. Now, I'm anxious to hear the next topic. You were going to bring out the other company?
Yeah, well, the next one is a medical device. Now, I've got a lot of these, but I'm going to give you the ones that I'm really, really passionate about right now. The next one is a medical device called Track Patch. Now, Track Patch was developed by Consensus Orthopedics in partnership with IBM Watson. It will totally change the paradigm for post-op rehabilitation and monitoring patients who have knee replacements, hip replacements, shoulder replacements, spine, neck fusion, back fusion, and any future, any type of procedure like cardiac that has a recovery period. Track Patch has a place. What does it do? It's an interactive sensor technology device that is put on right in the operating room, just as you're closing up the patient. And it takes care of monitoring that patient, detecting wound changes to let the doctor know there's an infection maybe brewing, monitors compliance with post-op protocols for physical therapy, collects patient outcomes, make sure that the patient does the complete number, monitors changes in range of motion and outcomes. So in essence, 90 days after surgery for one of these conditions, you don't have to go to the doctor's office. You don't have to see the nurse. You can do everything through a patient portal right there in the doctor's office. It's much more accurate. It's much more proactive diagnostically to prevent problems like infections. And it's a very, very device for the future and very patient-centric.
Yes, I can see how it would be. That's brilliant. I really applaud you on these breakthroughs that you're having. You're first to market on this. Is we've got just a minute or two left. Is there anything else that you want to bring before we close out?
Well, I would invite you and your viewers to participate. Like with anything, when you're buying a pioneer, you always need investors and supporters and word of mouth. And we're on that journey. We're looking for people to come join with us to help us bring this as quickly as possible. We don't want to wait 10 years to commercialize a lot of this. We want to do it now.
Are there any upcoming events where people can come and shake your hand and talk to you more in depthly beyond just a phone call?
Absolutely. I pretty much travel a lot, trying to go around to different places. I'll be in Dallas within the next few weeks. I'll be back in Portland. And we will be planning our next year's series of events for education. Or if you want to take a vacation and come to San Diego, I'm here. I'll go anywhere I need to meet someone to help us.
That's great. All right. Don't hang up after I say goodbye to the audience. I've got some people I want to introduce you to. All right?
Great. Thank you.
All right. And thanks for being our guest today. I really appreciate it.
Really my pleasure.
You've been watching CEO Money with Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining with us. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.